What is good, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the one and only NIO stock and what you should be looking after for the future. I'm also going to break down what's going on with the overall market, what's going on with earnings, and the big data affecting NIO and the markets, what you should be watching for tomorrow as I give you guys my price prediction for NIO. And before I break anything down, before I get into any more details, I do have to mention a couple of things before starting. Firstly, I'm not a financial planner. Take none of this as financial advice whatsoever. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire NIO community as a whole. And the last thing is, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull, the link down below, and deposit any amount of money into the account, you're guaranteed up to 12 free stocks, each worth up to $3,000. And the best part is, any could be a free NIO share. It's a limited time offer. The offer ends in just 1 week. Check it out before they run out. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. NIO is down about 3% for the day, a little bit green in the after hours as the market did end up actually pumping a bit. And the market looks like it's very excited about some earnings that just came out. That's because of Microsoft. Microsoft actually ended up beating on some things that came out in their earnings, but not everything. And that's why I want to break this down. Microsoft, they actually barely beat earnings per share, but they actually missed on revenue. However, it was very, very close. But what was very exciting was their overall intelligent cloud segment was up almost 20%, beating expectations. And this is what the reason why, you know, the market is now kind of like green, at least to some degree. People were very happy to see this. But you have to remember, they did still miss on revenue, so it wasn't a perfect report. Now, that's part of the reason why the market is starting to pump a bit. When it comes to NIO, I want to talk about this just real quick. NIO's Senior Director of Design, Colin Phipps. I was about to call him Phillips. It's actually Phipps. He was featured on the Peterson Museum in Yellow Brick, newly launched free automobile design course. And to me, that's very awesome to see. It's actually helping NIO get more out there. And I really think that this is incredible news. Now, there are some warnings out there about many analysts talking about how there are many fears and indicators out there suggesting a recession is coming. I do agree with that, and that's the reason why this could take the whole market to a different state. Looking at earnings for today, we had mostly beats and a couple of misses, and then Verizon just barely met on earnings. And then today, Microsoft, it technically had mixed earnings on paper, but they did meet expectations and actually beat on their cloud revenue. Right, the cloud segment did a little bit better, so because of that, it's starting to pump as of right now. I want to note, excuse me, I want to note something else. Looking at more important data when it comes to PMI data, we actually ended up doing not as bad as some people would have expected, showing signs that yes, the economy is slowing down. We are seeing businesses slow down, but not to the same degree that we want. That's part of why the market did not perform as well today. And then going into like Thursday, we have jobless claims, not to mention PCE on Friday. So for earnings, I want to mention that tomorrow is going to be a big day because we have Boeing, AT&T, IBM, Progressive, Nasdaq, and last but not least, Tesla after the market closes, the big dog Tesla. How Tesla performs will affect NIO. Okay, it's very important tomorrow. I say this because how the market ends up moving is going to be very affected by some collective stocks. If Tesla gets a big miss, the whole market could actually come down because the entire sentiment of the market could shift. And on top of that, it will affect NIO. If Tesla does very bad during their earnings, this will not be good for NIO either. I just wanted to make that as clear as possible. And I will end up uploading my videos a little bit late tomorrow because I have to wait for this earnings call. It's going to be very important we know how this goes. It's going to take a while. So please, I do apologize if I'm a little bit late, but it is what it is. I have to do what I have to do, right? For NIO, looking at the data, as of right now, NIO is currently, it was outperforming yesterday, it did underperform today. We're kind of chopping back and forth in the price pairs ratio. And as of right now, it is still heavily correlated with the market. So it is still being affected by the market, but I do believe the market is in a topping process. We also have a lot of hold ratings from many analysts, and NIO is green about 55% of the time on Wednesdays. So it does tend to be a pretty decent day. We're seeing the short interest coming up a bit. Be on the lookout for that because that's not always the best of signs. Volume is a little bit low. Not too bad though, but it is still underperforming. And the short volume percentage, it came down pretty hard. Very interesting to see yesterday. But this might get a big bounce pretty quickly. Basically, yesterday, NIO did very well. We had a very, very nice day, and that's why the short volume made up a very small percentage of the volume. But I do think this is going to bounce just a little bit. I do expect it to bounce a little bit more. So NIO is still doing okay, still is pretty green after that. And once again, as you guys know, there was a bit of a glitch when the market opened. So right here, NIO opened at around like almost 13 bucks, and then it just like popped right back down. That was a glitch. It actually happened to about 80 different stocks. Things like that sometimes happen. They're very rare, but they happen. Now for NIO, what's going on? Well, NIO had a very interesting day. We kind of declined and underperformed relative to the market, and that's despite the fact that Tesla was actually a little bit green, but the Nasdaq was actually kind of red. So Tesla is still outperforming the market because of the fact that Tesla has the relative strength thanks to earnings. And that's why it's going to be a very important day tomorrow. We have a big day tomorrow. Tesla's earnings is coming out. For NIO, the overall setup is still looking quite not the best. We did break below 11.8, not a good sign. All right, so if NIO continues to decline, you have to watch this 11.3 area. This is a major area of support where NIO has gone to. This is also previous resistance. So watch 11.3. If NIO does not bounce off 11.3 by tomorrow, if we do end up coming down to test it, then I'm going to be watching this gap area right here. Now, currently we're up about 8 cents thanks to Microsoft's earnings. Maybe the market will try to bounce a little bit. NIO, if it could get back into this like zone right here between 11.8 and 12, this is another major zone where NIO has chopped around historically or in the past for quite a while. You guys can see we had heavy resistance from 11.8. So I'm going to see how this really performs for tomorrow. I want to note that for SPY, okay, I do believe we are in a topping process. I do believe the market's getting ready to top, and I'm seeing this formation essentially. So we are above the previous resistance, but we might try to push a little bit higher back into this zone right here, this 402 to 406 zone. So maybe this helps NIO push up just a bit. I think Nasdaq might be a little green. Actually, I can't see that as of right now, but we might see the market just try to push up into open thanks to the Microsoft earnings, but this could all shift depending on Tesla. So for now, I do see us maybe trading a little bit sideways. I think on the QQQ, we kind of trade this way too. And I think the same thing is going to happen to SPY, but we are still forming a topping process. This could drag NIO back up into this 11.8 to $12 zone for tomorrow. That's what I'm predicting. But I don't see it doing much else after that. I believe we're still on a bit of a downtrend. I think this downtrend is going to continue. So my prediction is maybe tomorrow we come back to this level, we trade kind of sideways, then Tesla has its earnings. It's going to depend heavily on how Tesla does. If Tesla doesn't do too well, guys, man, and NIO could also come down with Tesla. I do believe Tesla's going to come down and NIO is going to start filling this gap area later on during the week. Then we could actually see a bit of a decline and then another gap fill area right about here. So I'm predicting that tomorrow we might have a flat day, maybe come back to this 11.8 to 12 zone, very close, maybe not too much volatility, but then going into like Thursday and Friday, I could see NIO maybe declining if Tesla does come down and if Tesla misses on earnings. So be very, very careful, okay? That's why tomorrow is going to be a big day. Make sure you watch this. So anyways, get ready for tomorrow. Huge day for the stock market. Tesla has earnings, IBM has earnings, AT&T, and etc. But the biggest one on everyone's watch list is going to be Tesla. How does Tesla do? What is Tesla's guidance going to be? Please be careful. Tesla does tend to drop after these reports. We'll have to wait and see what Elon Musk has to say. But if anything, tomorrow is going to be a big day, okay? Because Tesla will affect NIO. The way this thing moves, it will affect NIO. Be ready. Thank you all for listening. Just as a reminder, I'm not going to upload till a lot later tomorrow after the report is out. It's going to take a while for all the data to come out, and I like to wait for that first. And once it's all out, everything's going to become much more clear. Thank you all for listening. Big earnings day tomorrow. Be ready, and I'll see you guys in the next one. The market to the moon because the long-term future is still very bright. NIO to the moon as well. I'm still very bullish on NIO long-term, and Peace out.